It's fight week, that's why we're in town. It's fight week, and not a mile from here, it's really bubbling over. There are giant pictures of Caleb Plant and, of course, Saul Canelo Alvarez. The biggest attraction in boxing, the biggest earner in boxing, and a pound-for-pound best fighter. And you're going to be ringside, or not ringside, well, maybe you are going to be ringside. You're going to be inside the MGM watching him on Saturday. Are you excited about seeing someone that's that good, Joe?
Yeah, well, let's see if I'm invited. Yeah, no, I think we are. So yeah, I think this is the first time I'm watching him live. So it's going to be a good fight. I hear man's a bit has a bit of a disagreement with you, or it's like a Mexican standoff or something.
Yeah, well, not Canelo's okay with me.
Canelo's okay.
Yeah, Canelo's okay with me. Yeah, the Giant's okay with me. But Plant keeps giving me these funny eyes. I don't know why. I mean, I like him. I think he's I think he's brave. He's bold. He's got a lot of pride. Not sure he's got enough to beat Canelo.
Yeah, Canelo, like a few hours later, and he's just. Like the Canelo body shots are gonna sink in. He's going like, yeah, he's there, and he's just gonna knock you out in a few moments.
Joe, as someone that came to boxing late, you weren't in the gym from 8 and 9 years of age. When you look at Canelo's stats, I wanted to ask you this. He had 21 fights, right, by the time he was 18. He was doing 12 rounders by the time he was 17. You weren't even in a gym then, were you?
No, I was still chasing the ball around the pitch with my little shorts playing rugby, like in the freezing cold.
So could you learn from watching? Like, if you had a Canelo night at home, you're back in your apartment here in Las Vegas. You've had your session here with Ismail. Could you, if you watch some of Canelo's work, can you learn from watching a guy that's that economical with his work?
Definitely, yeah. When I do watch boxing, it's for the right occasion and. Yeah, to see these guys, because there's plenty you can learn and try out in the gym. And it's just because in a training camp you typically like work on stuff over and over again, and then it then comes out in sparring before it comes out in the fight. So he has to drill all these techniques like, over and over again, and they're perfected. So like that's why it's so beautiful to watch, because it's just all that. How many times have you thrown a hook or a jab or an uppercut? Or a right cross, and it's just like, yeah, it just takes that amount of years and that amount of times, thousands of millions of times, to just get that one shot on the target, lick the man down.
and you know the mad thing, Joe? The guys that fight him, they say, I know what's going to happen. He's going to make me do what he wants me to do. He's going to hit me with shots I wasn't expecting. But then they say, but I'll be able to do something. When they get in the ring, they can't. So the fighters against him know how good he is, and yet he turns out to be, wait for it, even better.
Yeah, and he's just like, yeah, how about that? And he's just like, yeah. He's just in his zone.
He's in the zone, yeah. And he finds ways through shots. I was watching some of his fights, about a dozen of his fights, and the endings particularly, when he stops guys. And these guys are protecting themselves, they're well covered on the ropes, and he manages to find ways through with punches.
It's like when I was seeing Triple G Golovkin, like when he was his sparring, I used to watch his sparring.
Cool, because you were up in the mountains in California,
Big Bear, and like them guys had to wear like protectors and stuff, because seriously, them like
just take the ribs.
Them body shots, they hurt. So like the sparring partners had to like, if they want to carry on sparring, they have to like protect themselves. So same thing with Canelo's punches and sparring partners, they're getting filled in.
But, I hope he pays them well. That's all I can say.
Definitely, yeah.
How do you see it ending? Let me ask you the obvious question. How do you see it ending?
Death? No joke. by mucho gancho.
Yeah, mucho gancho. Canelo.
Gancho, yeah.
Canelo definitely.
Yeah.